Before this video starts, I would just like to say I will be holding my final Asphalt 8 livestream on Saturday, May 25th, tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. GMT. We'll have multiplayer, selfies, and nostalgia. Hope to see you there. Hey guys, Furum here, and today I'm going to be testing the Dodge Viper GTS in multiplayer in Asphalt 9 for the second time, this time at 4 stars. Now, I tested this car a while back at 3 stars, and it was good there, and now I have actually maxed top speed completely, and I don't actually have any more epic parts for the other things, but we're going to see how it does at, well, almost max. In this first race, we are facing another Viper, a Ford GT, a Lamborghini Egoista, and 4 Corvette Grand Sports. Now, hopefully throughout this video, you will see that this car is quite a bit underrated. It's one of those cars that nobody really talks about. It sort of flies under the radar. Not many people have made any sorts of videos or anything about it. I mean to change that today. This car is actually very easy to drive. It's a very smooth car. It's not like super great at handling or anything like the Corvette Grand Sport is, for example. But it's easy to drive, and as you can see, we've already gotten ahead of all those Corvette Grand Sports and the Egoista. As you can see here, this car does handle pretty well. Of course, not as good as the Corvette, as I said earlier. However, it does go 228 miles per hour, which is faster than the Corvette, but it's definitely not as fast as a lot of other A-class cars, because yes, this is an A-class car, not a B-class one. Its nitro efficiency is decent, not the greatest, not the worst either. But it's very stable. That is one thing about it that you will probably realize once you play it, is that it doesn't really have a whole bunch of problems upon landing or doing barrel rolls weirdly. It just kind of does what you want it to, and that's one really nice thing about it, and I really did enjoy driving it. So here we came in first. I have this other Viper who beat the Egoista and the 4 Corvette Grand Sports. GTS power. Now for a race on Scotland, which is against 2 other Vipers, a Corvette Grand Sport and an Egoista, and a Porsche 911, which may be at a bit of a disadvantage, but I have been testing the 911 some, and it's not bad. It just probably wouldn't do so great against these kinds of cars. By the way, these races were all recorded in the Run for Your Loot season, which I thought was pretty funny, and I'm kind of surprised nobody ever mentioned it besides me. At least I haven't heard it. It seems to be a play on words on Run for Your Life. At least that's what it seems like to me. Anyway, that was pretty neat, and that's where these races come from, if you're wondering why there's only like a few cars in here, because the classic season is also rushed, and people could get them confused. Speaking of having 2 rush seasons, I think what they should do is, when they have a classic season that is rush, have the special seasons not be, and when they have a classic season that is not rush, have the special seasons be, or something like that, just so you don't get in the situation where there's 2 rush seasons, which is a bit annoying, because then, well, there's no skill on any of the leaderboards. And it means people now have to keep up with playing 2 different seasons all day. Not the greatest thing. So here we beat this Egoista and the Corvette Grand Sport. So definitely you can see that this car is not bad at all and can beat some higher cars if you do indeed drive it correctly. Now in this one, well, we've got a Triad Nemesis along with the usual Corvette and Egoista cars. Got 4 Grand Sports actually, and I think the reason they were so popular is just because they're so easy to drive. And yes, I will say, after 4-starring my Corvette, it is officially the easiest car in the game to drive, in my opinion, and it's very fun too. So now we have a bit of a clash with this Triad Nemesis. Somehow I managed to pass him, and we've just got this Egoista in front of us. But yeah, this Triad Nemesis is going to be a bit of a problem, because he can go, what, 295 miles per hour or something like that, and I'm sitting here at 228, so once he gets up to speed, there's not going to be too much stopping him. And speaking of the Nemesis, here he goes flying past us at like 50 miles per hour above me. Yeah, I told you there wasn't going to be much stopping him at this point, but then he got slowed down. The thing is, the Triad Nemesis has poor nitro duration. You guys probably already know that, but here I've managed to pretty much catch up to him again, and going in between the wall and this Egoista here. We both shockwave at the same time. The Egoista has better acceleration, so he can get a bit ahead. However, I go to the left, and the Egoista goes to the right. Going left is faster, and I'm actually catching up somehow to this Triad Nemesis. Unfortunately, I don't manage to get enough speed to be able to pass him, or he doesn't slow down enough for that to happen. So we come in second place, but not too far behind him, and still ahead of this Egoista and those 4 Corvette Grand Sports, which we've got 2 more of in this race, as as well as 3 other Vipers and 1 other car, which I've forgotten at this point. Anyway, we're now facing them on what is probably my least favorite, or definitely one of my least favorite, roam tracks for multiplayer in the game, because this beginning is just annoying, and if you don't land properly, you can fall into the water just like I did, and cause a bunch of people to get ahead of you. Somehow, though, I managed to keep going at a pretty decent speed and pass some people, and now be back into second place somehow. Not entirely sure how that happened. So you guys have probably seen the decals for the Corvette and Egoista in multiplayer. If you don't know where they came from, they were in the Encore events or something that happened recently with them, but I don't really like them. I would just rather stick with my purple color. Here that Viper pushes me a bit, and thus I don't take the corner, well, quite as gracefully as I might have otherwise. But thankfully we were able to continue to get ahead of him, and hopefully we don't have too much of a problem from now on, unless something weird happens around the final bends, which usually doesn't happen in this car. As I said, it is very stable, and you don't really have to worry about weird stuff like that happening. Interesting fact about this car, it is one of the only ones in the game that actually starts out purple. I know the Hemi is another one. They might be the only 2 ones. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe there's another one. But yeah, this isn't the original purple color, but it is actually pretty close. So we have come in first here against this Corvette Grand Sport, which was behind us, but now for a very close race against a Terzo Millennio. We've also got a couple Grand Sports and a couple Egoistas, so no easy cars to beat this time, that's for sure. So last night in my YouTube community tab and on the Purple Team Discord, I posted something which probably nobody was expecting. I am going to be at DreamHack Dallas as a co-host and a commentator for the Asphalt 9 finals of the ESL esports event. But that wasn't the only thing in that post. There was also a picture of me. Yes, I have now technically done a face reveal, so definitely go check that out if you would like to see what I look like. The link will be in the description, and I will probably pin a comment about it as well. So, why did I decide to do it early, since I've been saying 25,000 subscribers for so long? Well, basically, this event was an opportunity that I did not want to pass up, and frankly, 25,000 subscribers is a long ways away, so I decided to do it now, and I think it should work out just fine. If any of you are going to that event, there's a good chance you may be able to meet me in person. And now, of course, people ask, will I do face cam? Not quite ready for that just yet, but I probably will in the future. So here we come in first, with this rank 3900 Grand Sport just behind us, and a 3700 rank Terzo Millennio behind him, or nearly 3800 rank actually. Pretty good showing for this GTS. Really, guys, it is an underrated car. In this race, we're facing another Viper, as well as an Egoista, and 3 Corvette Grand Sports. So, again, we'll have to see how this car does against them. It's done pretty well in the past, and I expect it to continue to do well in the future. Not that it will be easy, but really, if you can drive this car well, you're going to be beating a lot of cars that are, well, generally speaking, better cars. And you can obtain this car by playing the A-Class events. I believe with the Vulcan, you can get 2 every day if you are new to the game and don't have it yet. Definitely one worth picking up and starring up as well. So recently, there has been some very interesting bits of information coming out about the possible next Asphalt 9 update. So on the Play Store, I believe it was, some people had their Asphalt 9 app icon changed to either the Koenigsegg Jesko or the LaFerrari Aperta, we think it is, because they did say in a pop-up that there was an ultimate cabriolet coming or something like that, and the LaFerrari Aperta does fit that description. So we will probably see that coming, and possibly as well as the Jesko in the next update. None of this is 100% confirmed yet, though, so bear that in mind. So here, we have beat this Egoista, who in turn beat all those Corvette Grand Sports, and that other poor Viper didn't do so well. So now for our final race in the video, and now it's time for me to give my general review about this car. Well, you know, I've been saying a lot about it already, but to sum it up, it's an underrated A-Class car. It goes about 228 miles per hour, acceleration is decent, nitro efficiency is decent, everything about it is decent. And really, when everything about a car is decent, the car is decent itself. It also is not too expensive to upgrade, unlike some of the newer cars. Yes, they are doing more expensive upgrade prices for newer cars added to the game, just like in Asphalt 8. At least, I don't think it's quite as much of a jump as it was in Asphalt 8, but still, it's getting decently bad. decently bad. That's weird. Pretty bad. And with the credit races not giving as many credits as they used to, this is not good. I really hope they either keep it how they have it now or put it back to how it was before. If they reduce the credits given in those events anymore or make the cars more expensive to upgrade, like, it's going to be nearly impossible to upgrade cars to the point where we're going to need them. So here, after a bit of a clash with that other GTS, we do come in first. Thank you all for watching. Please like the video if you've enjoyed, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt 9 and Forza Horizon 4 content. And I will see you in my next video and hopefully in the stream. Goodbye!